Tupac used to live, right, in that little city right there that I know very, very well. I've been to that city literally hundreds of times, right? So police busted in there, SWAT teams actually, and they arrested two guys in there. But guess what? Same old story. They let them go after finding, or at least saying that they didn't have enough evidence or whatever, and so they were released. So that's how that kind of ended. So that's kind of still, hanging by a thread, or who's responsible for the death. But anyway, like I said, 5 people were killed, 4 males, 1 young woman who was 19. So what do you do, folks? What do you do about these Airbnbs who people are now Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I'm bringing them into this because, and I'm talking about Black Lives Matter, the organization, and the people who do not know the difference between Black Lives Matter, the organization, and the movement. But they have intimidated white liberals, and they have intimidated liberal Californians and others so much that anything that you do or say to them that is out of line or that they don't like, they're going to bring up the racism word. Racist. And like I said before too, being called a racist or being noted as a racist is worse than being called a pedophile. Trust me on that. So nobody wants to be labeled a racist, right? So if they try to say that they want to rent an Airbnb and you come up with any reason why they can't, you're going to be a racist and you're going to be canceled. Your job is going to know it. You're going to be put on the internet. You're going to be shamed. So they have they have a lot of people by the cashews. They have them by both of their cashews, and they are swinging them around and telling them what to do. And you can't stop them. You cannot tell them no, because they're going to bring up racism and they're going to try to sue you if you do. Okay? It can go by any reason. That's why these particular laws have to be come in place. They have to protect the renter and they have to protect the neighbors. Okay? Because God knows. Now, I live on a block. I know just about all my neighbors, and I don't see anyone renting a house out to Airbnb that they're going to Airbnb people that they're going to have a party. And if they did, and it's against the rules, I would say something. So, but like I said, something has to be put in place to kind of, balance or kind of push away that element that's going to come and shoot up your neighborhood and maybe hit someone that's innocent. Now, we know there's, probably 3 of those innocent people there were innocent. The DJ who at that particular party, I would suspect was an innocent bystander. He was, they don't spin records no more, but they, whatever they do now, digital DJing, he was one of the victims who were shot and killed. So I don't think he was part of it. I don't think he was part of that, that retaliation from the gangbangers from San Francisco. So, like I said, wrong place, chosen time. Everybody would also know in this Airbnb, if I had a say so in it, everybody that's you plan on coming would have to show me their identification. You upload your identification on your phone or your laptop, and you text it to me so I can see and everything, job check, everything. I would make sure, and I would make sure that to the best of my ability that I would not have that type of thing go on in a situation that I would do. First of all, I would never. I'm speaking from if I was CEO or something like that, or a manager, I would never do that anyway. I just don't trust anybody in my house. I really don't. But the CEO did say that he is forming, if he hasn't already, a response team, kind of like a wellness check response team to areas that may have a lot of people. And if they having a party, which they are supposed to be banned now, then the response team is supposed to go there and break up the party and end the party. So he's trying to do that, but we'll see. Like I said, these people there, they're always got this chip on their shoulder, like they're being mistreated. And if you break up their party, if they find another party that's not breaking up, you're gonna have a lawsuit on your hand. And so, my thing is just don't deal with them at all. I have the right. I get one of them signs from Home Depot or Lowe's that say I have the right to refuse anyone, and that's what I'll put up there. And if I decide to do that because I don't like the way you walk or because your hair is blue, then I'll do it. So you try to sue me all you want to. I have a lawyer too. So that's how I look at it. But anyway, like I said, this was the episode about this particular situation in Sunnyvale and the one in Orinda that happened in 2019. I was going to do something about Ubers and Lyfts, but they're pretty much the same thing. Things have happened with them too. I don't think I need to do a special episode on them or even add on to this, but they are part of the new millennial taxis and hotels. So my thing is that, do you trust them? Are you comfortable with them? Would you want your young son or daughter, especially daughter, riding in one? I think that's kind of safe. I'm talking about Uber and Lyft now. I think that's kind of unsafe, you got 14, 15-year-old girls being picked up by men. That's just not cool to me. I would be, I cringe about that. I don't know how that's even allowed. I think that a 15, 16-year-old would not be able to ride in an Uber unless there was an adult in there with him or her. So anyway, that's something else to think about. But anyway, I'm going to end this episode of The Fabulous Form Factor. I want to thank you for listening. And please, like I say, share this episode or any other episode I produce of The Fabulous Form Factor with your social media family. This is Kenneth Moultrie. Take care. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you again next time. Bye.
Were you entertained? Were you informed? If the answer is yes to both, please tune in again next time to The Fabulous Forum Factor and all its facts with Mr. Kenneth Moultrie.